Yo, guys, I'm back. Yes, I am back, and guess what? We are going to be reviewing these three Monsterverse Godzilla figures. Yes, this is a toy review of three. Of course, say it with me. Three Monsterverse figures. Yes, that's what this review is. Godzilla 2014 is first, of course. Godzilla 2019, the old version. And of course, my most recent Monsterverse Godzilla Bandai, Godzilla Evolved. Yes! This is gonna be sick. Okay, guys. Godzilla 2014. Now, guys, I know, the lighting's so weird, like the lighting is so weird at points, but that's just the way it is sometimes. And maybe it'll look better in the video, I don't know. But yes, Godzilla 2014 I got 10 years ago, so it has a little bit of scuff from those 10 years. So, yeah, let's get on with it. The head looks nice, there's not really that much detail with the teeth, but with a head that small, it kind of makes sense, It makes sense why the head's like that. The chest is really nice. It's really, really brown, bright brown. His feet are brown too, with the toenails. They're really brown. I love the spikes. The spikes look really cool. Godzilla 2014 is still my favorite Monsterverse Godzilla design. I don't care what anyone says, it's still my favorite. But man, those dorsal fins right there look great. Awesome stuff. It's kind of like the brown is there, but kind of ends at like the brown from the neck to to the end of the tail, but it's not halfway through the tail. It's not brown anymore after the halfway point of the tail. Come on, man! I don't know what you're thinking, but that's dumb. Okay, just do it. And I'm not even sure if that's accurate. It's kind of weird how they made it so brown. But yeah, now let's go on to the articulation. The arm right there can move. This one can too. Move all the way around, actually. Pretty cool there. His feet can move all the way around.
Later.
I say so myself. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. Yeah, this figure is great. I would probably give it... The paint job's great, even though the brown on the chest to the halfway point of the tail is weird. I'd probably give it about a 7 out of 10. Pretty great figure, it's pretty awesome. Now let's get on with Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Yes, guys. You say so myself, this figure is pretty sick. Not as much color as the 2014 Godzilla, but to be honest, I prefer this paint job. Most of it is black. Yeah, most of it is dark black and stuff, so it's probably kind of hard to see with my hands all over the place. So the dorsal fins are blue. They do have a blue glow. That glow is pretty cool, if I do say so myself. This is kind of like... This figure is kind of like my Playmates Godzilla X Kong version of the Godzilla toy from Godzilla X Kong. It's like that figure. That sentence probably made no sense. It's the Godzilla X Kong version of... Yeah, this figure looks great. Again, they're doing the thing where it's blue And then halfway through, they just totally just like don't do it anymore. It's weird. It's just black after the halfway point. So it still looks good though. I do like this figure. The articulation is the same. A little bit harder to do though, if I do say so myself. It's just hard to get that to move right.
5 minutes
this
later.
One. Here's this leg. And yeah. That probably looks really bad, but you know, that's just the way it is sometimes. That's how it goes. There's that one. I would give this guy probably like 9 out of 10. I'm feeling 9 out of 10. Yes, the paint job isn't quite there, but for Bandai, I think the detail's great. I think this figure looks awesome. I think it really does. It looks really good. So, 9 out of 10 for me for this one. Yeah. Now let's get on to the big dogs. Who can say if it's really the big dogs? I don't know. Bam! Godzilla evolved. Yes, the coolest Godzilla of all time. Yeah. This figure is not as good. I definitely don't think this figure is as good as the other Monsterverse Godzilla figures. It's still good though. I like the pink on the dorsal fins. It's the same thing though, basically. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing, but the paint job is definitely the same thing besides the dorsal fins. What's awesome though is that they painted all of the dorsal fins. As you can see right here, they painted it really well, making it slowly get more and more silver as it goes on. I love the dorsal fins. I think the dorsal fins look good. Even if they're not really that detailed, they're still really good. The detail on the figure, though, like, it's pretty good. Spikes on the arms looks pretty cool. And the Thagomizer tail, like the Stegosaurus, looks pretty cool. Yeah, same articulation. Arm there. Leg.
5 minutes later.
Leg here. I'm sorry if I just cannot do articulation that well. I might just stop doing that. I might stop doing the articulation because it's just like, it's so hard to do with only one arm and it looks kind of awkward. So yeah, but this figure looks great. Again, the detail is really good. See the detail? It looks, as you can see with the light, it looks pretty good. Like the detail looks fine. All these figures look great. Here's this figure. This figure's detail looks awesome, you know? This figure has great detail too. This Godzilla 2014, though not as good as the other ones. It's pretty good. You probably can't really see it that well, but yeah. Yeah, I would probably give this guy about, maybe like probably a 6 out of 10. I think, they could have done a little more, but also, like, I still think it looks cool. So, yeah, it's a cool figure. Definitely would have preferred it to have. I don't know, man. It's an okay figure. Now let's talk about Godzilla. Let's talk about the Monsterverse. Have a little bit of a discussion. I do say so myself. The Monsterverse is my second favorite Godzilla era. I definitely think it's the best batch of Godzilla movies we've had in years. My favorite era, though, in the Godzilla series is the Millennium era. But I think the Monsterverse films are definitely rival those films. I love Godzilla 2014. I think that one, I definitely do think the human drama isn't quite as compelling, isn't quite there in terms of, it's not quite as compelling as films like -1 or even the original Godzilla. But I still love Godzilla 2014. I'm still really grateful for it. My theater experience was incredible. Like, the Mutos are really cool creatures. And yeah, I think it's a great movie. It's a really good movie. Now, Kong Skull Island is one of those films that is just fun. The monsters are awesome in it. I definitely do think Kong's character felt more mysterious, and the Skullcrawler was really cool as the monster that fights Kong. And the backstory, I missed the backstory or like how important the Skullcrawler was in Kong Skull Island. They kind of made just a cannon fodder monster, just a monster that the monsters kill. And that was only once after Kong Skull Island and Godzilla vs. Kong. So, but I'm sure we'll probably see it in Monarch Season 2 or whatever the next GXK film is. And I recently watched Godzilla X Kong, and I loved it. You know, like, I think it's a fun movie still. But we'll get to that. We'll get to Godzilla X Kong. Godzilla King of the Monsters was the movie that fucking got me so hyped. And it totally fucking sucks that made the least amount of money. That was sucky. I hated that. King of the Monsters is by far the best Monsterverse film. Still the best Monsterverse film. King Ghidorah was a menace in it. I think that Mothra was awesome. Just, I don't know, man. I think King of the Monsters was a great movie. And it really had a great direction, and it kind of just abandoned it in later films with Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla X Kong. But its legacy is still known. I still love King of the Monsters, and I hope to Godzilla that oh my god, his name is crazy. Michael Dougherty comes back. I hope he comes back. Also, I hope that Adam Wingard comes back too. I hope all of the Monsterverse directors come back. Probably not Jordan Vogt Roberts, because I heard that they're kind of a gross person. But the other directors, it sounds awesome. I want them to come back. So, yeah. Godzilla King of the Monsters was awesome. Rodan was awesome in it. Mothra was awesome. King Ghidorah was... It just had this amazing... just this amazing presentation that I think the other Monsterverse films are kind of lacking. Though Godzilla vs. Kong is the next one, and I love that film. I think it's still a fun movie, and it made me really happy during the pandemic. It came out after I graduated high school in the year prior during COVID, and Godzilla vs. Kong is an awesome movie. You know, like I love that film. I still love it. Probably not as much now because Godzilla X Kong kind of... Oh my god, Godzilla X Kong, I know it's stupid. I know it's a dumb movie. I know it kind of shits on Godzilla in the Monsterverse a little bit in terms of the characterization and stuff. But I don't fucking care. Godzilla X Kong is an awesome movie. It's a fun movie. It has heart. The film does have heart. If people saying that it's just completely dumb fun... There are stuff inside of the film that makes it feel a little more deeper than what people are saying. I think Kong's character arc in Godzilla X Kong is awesome. Godzilla vs. Kong paved the way for it. And Godzilla X Kong kind of completed that character arc. And basically, Godzilla X Kong, it's just a great film. I think it's an awesome movie. Godzilla is in it enough. I don't think that Godzilla really needed to be in this film a ton. They're still in it a lot. They actually, to be honest, yeah, people are saying that that he's in it the least amount. But think about this: Godzilla in Godzilla X Kong did way more in that film than they did in any of the other Monsterverse films. I feel, especially more. He had less screen time, but his presence and his the way all the stuff he did in GXK was still a lot more than what he did in Godzilla 2014 and in Godzilla vs. Kong. I don't know, man. I just feel like that they showed Godzilla doing a lot more stuff in GXK, but the thing is that he's in it less, which is insane that they did that, but I think that's why I still love GXK, and I still think it's perfect, is because it kind of did that. It had it had Godzilla do a lot of stuff, and I think Godzilla did it. Godzilla did have a presence in the film. I love Godzilla x Kong. I love Godzilla vs. Kong. I think they're both great movies, and I think they're great continuations off of what Kong Skull Island did. But I don't know, man. I loved Kong in the Monsterverse now. I love that they made him more of a character. I think it's great, and I definitely accepted it. I accepted that they're just going to do a lot more kaiju scenes, and that they're going to flesh out these giant monsters as characters. And apparently the next Monsterverse film, from what I heard, is a Godzilla-focused film. It's still Godzilla x Kong, but I heard that they're going to do it more of a Godzilla-focused film, but Kong's still in it. I think that's the best route to go, and then eventually, after they do that Godzilla-focused film, they'll do a team-up where they're both balanced, and I think that's what they should do. Because Godzilla vs. Kong was definitely... Yeah, Godzilla did the least amount, I think, in that film, in Godzilla vs. Kong, but you can't deny that he had a presence. It was scary. Godzilla was a badass. GXK was definitely the most... I think Godzilla vs. Kong is the film that was the most balanced with those two monsters. And Godzilla x Kong definitely had more Kong. And I think that that's intentional, because they're definitely going to do a Godzilla... With that Godzilla-centered film, they're going to do a thing where Godzilla is going to be the main character of that movie. And then for the finale, probably, if it is a finale... I think there will be more than 2, but yeah, I think the Monsterverse will last a long time. But basically, I'm thinking after this Godzilla-focused GXK film, they're going to do another GXK film that's more balanced, and that's what I think they're going to do. But yeah, I probably talked a lot, and... Yeah, Kong, okay, Kong, you're fucking falling. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. That's my review of these 3 Bandais. It went on for way too long, but you know what? It's awesome!
Damn!